Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I am Peter, that is Connor, and we are going to talk about DC's Legends of Tomorrow, Season 2, Episode 15. It's called Fellowship of the Spear. Full spoilers for the episode, as always. Are you a Lord of the Rings fan? Because you're smelling as I said the title.
I am. I mean, so I feel very, very, very lucky tonight because musicals and now Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is my favorite book. I have five different editions of the book in my house right now. So basically, my loves in life go Star Wars, Lord of the Rings. So I'm pretty happy. You don't like it that much, so a lot of the stuff might have gone over your head. Like a lot of the references, the more subtle ones.
The most subtle ones, definitely. I'm sure there was some that I wasn't quite getting. Obviously, the core idea of the spear corrupting people and them having to carry and all that. I got all that, obviously.
Of course, and even right at the start with the writing revealed by the flames.
Yeah, that was very like the Ring. Yeah, I remember that visual from the movie. Yeah, I'm not a big Lord of the Rings fan, but whatever. So they get they've got the spear now. They got the last piece.
Yes.
And they realise that the Legion must be outside of time, so they must be at the vanishing point. And they go, and you know what? Someone complains that Mick says it's too easy because he says it's a piece of cake. And it turns out to be a joke. He's like, no, what a piece of cake. But it was actually a bit too easy. If I have any complaints, is I think them getting the bits of the spear at the start was actually just a touch too easy.
Especially when they fought so hard all season.
Yeah, it was really weird. But
it was nice to see they remembered that they can firestorm up.
Yes.
And that they have the transmutation ability. That was cool.
Yes. Jelly beans, yeah.
I like jelly beans.
They're alright. I'm not super into them, but
yeah, fair enough.
I enjoy a Skittle a bit more than a jelly bean.
I'm not going to argue with that, actually. Have a good mouthful of Skittles versus like one or two.
If I'm going with a fruity candy, yeah, I'm going with Skittles over jelly beans.
Okay, I'll allow it.
But yeah, so they end up going back to World War One because they realise that in order to destroy the spear, which I mean, there's some debate about that in the first place, whether they should or not.
Yeah.
But they decide to destroy it, and the only thing that can destroy it is the blood of Christ. Amusingly, Sarah's immediately Gideon, set course for the crucifixion.
Yeah. Also, still on the Lord of the Rings stuff here with the can only be destroyed where it was made with what it was made, basically.
All right, okay, that's fair. And so they go back to World War One, and they quickly realise it's in the middle of no man's land. Oh balls, that's not good. That's dangerous.
Battle of the Somme, which is one of the worst battles in human history.
And they meet up with J.R.R. Tolkien, and I know I said the wrong letter twice.
Actually, I just want to point out we say Tolkien, whereas in this show they often say Tolkien. This is something to do with the way we were raised, because British people tend to say kin, whereas Americans say keen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed in the episode they said Tolkien a lot.
I did. I never really. I assumed I'd been saying it wrong.
Well, there's some debate whether it's not even either of those.
But it's not like he was alive that long ago. Surely.
No, I know.
Surely there's record of him saying his own name.
Yeah, it's just this thing where everyone in Britain says one thing, everyone in America says the other, and I don't entirely know why it's different, but just that's why it is.
But anyway, so they go to a church to get the location for where the blood's going to be, because a soldier had this one vial of blood that he'd taken. It was a bit of a myth, but Tolkien kind of can figure out where it is.
Pretty sure it was one of King Arthur's knights, right? Like kind of that. I thought that's what it was.
Well, no, I know why you're thinking that though.
Why am I thinking that?
Because the set they were in for that scene was the set from the King Arthur episode.
That might be why I'm thinking
which is why I was about to bring that up, because they walk into this room, this castle, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is the exact same set from the other episode. I mean, they've wrecked it a little bit as if it's war-torn, but I'm pretty sure they're still in France when they go here, though. I don't think it's...
No, you're right.
Yeah, they're still in France. Because, I mean, they even mention it's been destroyed with the fighting.
Yeah, no, it's France.
So, yeah, they've just reused the same set, and they've done bugger all to make it look different.
Pretty much.
It was so obvious it was the same set. Now, as much as I'm nitpicking here, I did actually enjoy the episode. I think it did a couple of really cool things. One was it finally addressed Mick being out, because Mick was even funny even in this episode, but he's been funny all season. He's been a really good addition to the team. But the idea that everyone else doesn't really trust him, he's kind of this like wild card character, was kind of brought up, and it was exploited by Cold, who's back. I say back. The Legion plucked him from the timeline before he joined up with the Legends, which is a very specific part of the timeline when you think about it, because he only got that Cold gun after he met Barry, like season 1 of Flash.
Yeah.
And then Legends started early season 2 of Flash. Or no, mid-season 2 of Flash.
Well, you got about 18 months.
Yeah.
Give or take.
Somewhere in there. But the thing is, though, is that once he'd met Flash, it wasn't that long till he softened up a little bit and he started making deals with Flash not to kill people. So I think it has to be very early on. It has to be before he softened up.
That's fair. That's fair.
Very specific.
I did like when he appeared and Mick goes, "You're in my head. You're an illumination." That gave me a good chuckle.
Oh yeah, Mick's great. Mick going to eat the bread that's for the 6 soldiers. Everything he says and does is great.
Yeah.
The comic timing's fantastic. But yeah, so Colt helps him, and Mick turns on the team at the end. And I was sure that he was going to swerve, and it was going to turn out no, he's going to align himself, and I still think that's going to happen. I actually think he's got a plan. All the jokes for him being an idiot, I think he has some kind of a plan.
I'm not sure if he has a plan or if he truly is developing a conscience, and he will.
He'll make the right choice at the right time.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that happening, but part of me wants it to be a plan because they even point out in this episode when they're talking about the fact that he's turned his back on them, and Ray's like, "Hey, wait a minute, can we really blame him? Like, we never really trusted him, and he kind of picked up on it." And someone mentions, "Well, maybe he's actually smarter than we give him credit for."
Yeah, and do you know what? That was on Ray's bit there. That's something that really annoyed me in this episode. It's kind of probably the one thing that did really annoy me is the scene where they're like, "Hey, you told Cold our plan," and he was like, "Well, I thought it was in my head. I thought I was talking to myself, basically." And they were like, "Yeah, but you still did it. You would have told him if he was actually there." Like, but how can you say that? He thought it was in his head.
Do you know what? I kind of had that problem at the start of the scene, but as they went on, I actually didn't, because I got what they were meaning.
See, I don't think I did. It didn't feel like this example didn't seem fair to me.
No, think about it. They're saying that he will align with him no matter what. He will always pick Cold over them, and it was more that this was just a sort of sign to them that they would, regardless of the fact that he thought it was in his head.
Well, that's the thing. I get their logic of, you might always pick him over us, and that's a fair thing. But I think this particular example that they were basing it on didn't seem like it lined up for me at all.
It didn't bother me. I didn't really.
Okay.
It didn't even make me think twice, to be honest. I mean, it did at first, but as soon as they'd really made their point, because the first time someone said something, I think it was Jax jumped in and said, "But you still told him," or whatever. Or maybe it was Ray.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, but he did think he was in his head. But it's when they actually all started making their points, and Sarah jumped in and said what the concern was. I was like, okay, right, I see where you're coming from.
And that's the thing. I get their concern. I just don't think this example that they're using to make it works for me.
But I think that's what makes it work more, though.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, for the perspective of him feeling that they're not trusting him.
For his perspective, yeah.
That actually makes the story work better, that they're jumping to conclusions, that they are jumping to this point.
It works better for him, yeah.
From his perspective, he's like, yeah, this is me being bossed around. Because the first time someone asked him to do something after he's had that chat with what he thought was imaginary Cold, he sort of like, wait, they're bossing me around here. That was a command. Yeah. Like, Mick, don't do that now. You're doing this. You can see he's noticing it, and it was kind of well played. And I like that. It's despite the fact that he's mostly been comic relief all season, they're actually using it as part of the story now, and it feels kind of natural. It feels, this makes sense to do this. But of course, he does betray them on the battlefield and goes off with the Legion of Doom, who he's with. So 5 of them now in the Legion of Doom, including Mick.
Yeah.
And they've got the spear at the end, and it all starts to glow. It seems like they know how to use it. And
yeah, they have a magic book.
And cut to credits. That's the cliffhanger we leave on.
It really feels like we're ramping up to the end of the season.
Well, there's 2 episodes left, so that makes sense.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's something, but it feels like it. It feels like this is it.
Here's my question, though. If they have altered something, who have we got back?
Yeah.
Because that's the obvious thing that could happen from this, is that we're going to get someone back from the dead who is dead.
Well, yeah, because obviously we know what Thorn wants from it.
Mm-hmm.
And We assume Dark wants to prevent Arrow season 4 from happening.
As do we all.
Yeah, exactly. Googie's got some writer's regret there. I'm not entirely sure what Malcolm wants. Probably just to be Ra's al Ghul again.
Not his son back. Not his son back.
Maybe have his hand back at least. I don't know.
Don't talk about hands. I've heard enough about hands this week. I don't want to talk about hands. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
That was insensitive.
Taste.
That was downright insensitive.
That was poor taste.
Yeah, don't watch Iron Fist, people. It sucks. Anyway, so I'm thinking if there's going to be an effect, because we end in this cliffhanger, I imagine it'll be someone coming back. It might not be permanent. They might find a way to reverse it so that they fix things.
The obvious choice is Snart as he was after season 1 of Legends.
Yeah, kinda. I don't know, but Mick doesn't seem like Mick wants to do it. Maybe Mick will do that, but he seemed to imply that he wanted to change what he'd done in his past, with his family and how he burned them alive. Yeah, he wanted to change
himself, didn't he?
Yeah. Because he even admits as much. Because he wants to use the spear, as does Amaya. And Amaya's like, you know what, I can probably handle this. We should probably just use this. And she's pissed at everyone else after they lose it, because, like, yeah, if you'd just done what I said would do. And
she is Boromir in this thing. Use the weapon of the enemy against them. She pretty much says some of the same things as that whole scene in the first movie.
Sure. I can't remember. It's been a long time. I've had no desire to rewatch it because.
Did you at least catch Stein doing the "one does not simply walk"?
Do you know I didn't? But I'm annoyed that I didn't notice that now.
He goes, "One does not simply walk into the middle of a war zone."
It'd have been better if we said "No Man's Land."
Yeah, would have.
No Man's Land, more specific, but
yeah,
sure, whatever. Trench stuff was okay. Like it looked authentic enough.
Yeah, solid.
Nate trying to do an English accent was rather hilarious.
I liked it when the guy got shot off the gun at the end and Mick just jumped on it. He was like, oh, I want to turn on this.
Yeah. No, I think what we've said about a lot of this season is that the episodes have felt like they're not filler. And this, again, it felt like, no, this was moving the main plot forward. My complaints would be them getting those last two pieces of the spear felt really easy, especially the way that Reverse Flash came speeding out afterwards and just missed them. It's like, darn, especially since he's at the computer, he realizes something's going on and he says 2 lines of dialogue. Wait, no, they're not smart enough for this. You have super speed. If you'd started moving before that sentence, you'd have probably caught them.
Yeah, I know.
So that felt too easy.
It did. It felt like he should have at least put up a fight. I don't mind that the others weren't there. They were out on missions. That's fair enough. But he was there. It would have been nice to have seen him at least put up a fight for at least one of the pieces. They could have won and got away with it, but a fight would have been nice.
Yeah, it felt too easy the way it was played.
They kind of basically just walked in and out, didn't they? Pretty
much. I mean, they acted as if there was some tension. They ran off because they'll know we're here now, and they run off. But it was next to nothing. It was just kind of, it's done. Great, we've got it. Yeah. Of course, Amaya's still feeling pissed about her village, which is why she wants to use a spear. Which, to be fair, I think was neatly seeded that they've built this up in the last couple of episodes. That I get why she wants to use it, and I get why Mick wants to use it because he has this tragic backstory which he is to blame for. So it makes sense. The characters who should want to mess with it do. And the funny thing is Sarah, I think at the start of the season would have wanted to, because she was hell-bent on saving her sister and killing Dark, but she's learned to become a captain over the season. That she has learned,
she's kind of put that behind her, going, no, I need to admit the right call rather than the selfish call.
Yes. So props. Noticeable that Malcolm didn't show up till the very end of the episode. I'm wondering if that's because he was busy doing singing and dancing on the Flash.
I assume so.
But there you go. But other than that, it was focused. It mostly made sense from character perspectives. So other than that first scene being too quick, the very obvious reuse set, which it kind of took me out of the scene because it was so obvious it was the same building.
Which is why I think that is why I thought it was one of his knights that was supposed to be there. I think I just linked them because of this.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it was still France.
It was France. I just figured one of them.
And I'm pretty sure the K. Arthur episode took place in medieval England.
It did, but he could have taken a boat over.
What? Who?
One of the knights could have taken a boat over to France at some point.
All right. Oh, so you're saying it's still a Knight of King Arthur in the French?
Well, that's what I thought it was
building.
meant to be, but I think it doesn't really make sense, does it?
I still think it matters.
Well, I think I just thought that because I saw this set, I connected them in my mind and then just assumed from there on out.
I don't
that
think it matters. I think like anything to do with why is it Christ's blood? Why is it this soldier? All that's it's just plot like fodder to get.
It is.
This is why they're here. This is why there's action happening. That's all it really is. It doesn't really mean much.
Yeah.
But no, other than that, everything made sense. Set up the last couple of episodes, and it should be interesting. And I'm looking forward to Mick making his heroic turn where he does the right thing, because that is exciting.
Yeah, I think this was actually a very strong episode because everything was really pushed into the final act now. It's like, okay, this is it. Final showdown's coming up. And then, like I say, almost all the character things made sense. They all felt like it had paid off over the season's development as well. Like every decision that a character had, it had impact because of the journey they've been on over the past 14 episodes.
Yeah, if anything, it only just suffers because it happens to follow one of the best episodes the show's had.
It does. But then for me, they dressed it up with all the Lord of the Rings quotes, which, so, you know.
I couldn't care
I mean,
less.
my favourite one was, Rip's whole speech, a day may come when the courage of men fails. That big one he gives on the intercom at the end. That's straight out of the Lord of the Rings. Like, that whole speech, word for word. So I was just enjoying it for that as well. So it gets like it's like in the Flash musical thing where it's like it gets extra things for being a musical, but I'm just enjoying it for what it is.
If anything, it made me think of Lord of the Rings, but then I appreciated this episode because it wasn't 9 hours long. And you know how we complain on Iron Fist that it's nothing but talking and reiterating the same information? Lord of the Rings is nothing but walking. and walking and more walking.
I really want to watch Lord of the Rings now.
You have no idea how much I'd cut out of those movies. I would take I'd take such a butcher knife to those.
I can't even watch the theatrical cuts anymore. Extended all the way.
Oh, they're still too long. No, I'd be cutting. That entire middle movie would be gone. Pointless. Pointless. I don't remember what the point of Two Towers was, but
Helm's Deep is the point, you bastard.
I got to the end of that movie and I'm like, what the hell did we accomplish in that? I literally think you could take the third, the second movie, condense it all down and make it Act 3 of the first movie, and then you're done. I'm good.
I really hate you sometimes.
It just goes on and on. I don't care. Stop it. I get so bored in those second two movies. The first one's not too bad, but the 2 and 3, hate them. Hate them. Return of the King never goddamn ends. It's painful. And I have pissed off so many people in the last minute.
Yeah, you pissed off me as well. I hate you with a passion right now. I want to get that Spear of Destiny and stab you with it and then write you out of existence. I want to make sure I stab you with it first. I need you to feel the pain before I write you out of existence.
Oh, God. I don't hate Lord of the Rings. It just bores me to tears.
And that's why I want to stab you.
I like Star Wars way more, for the record.
I mean, yeah.
That original Star Wars trilogy are seriously great movies.
Yeah.
Force Awakens.
So Lord of the Rings.
Pretty fun.
It's probably my second favourite trilogy.
I think the Hobbit trilogy made me even... In fact, I probably didn't hate it before, but then the Hobbit trilogy made me go, you know what, I think we've elevated this to hate.
Look, I enjoy the first 2 Hobbit movies to a degree. I despise the third one. Don't get me wrong. Third one is awful.
Yeah, third one's garbage. The third one is about 10 minutes of story stretched out to 2.5 hours.
It's one fight scene. But what is the point in this film? That one I will give you.
Yeah, anyway, we've went tangent into Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit. Apologies if I've upset anyone, but
Stab him.
It's boring and overrated. I'm sorry. Thanks for watching, guys. Let us know what you thought of the episode in the comments below. Like and subscribe and all that stuff. Helps us out a lot. Get us on Twitter at mailed_fuzz for channel updates. Individual Twitters on the screen for everyday ramblings. And potentially harassing me for my Lord of the Rings statements. It's funny. Sometimes I get harassment for some Star Wars digs that I make in the comics podcast.
But they're never as severe as what you just said about Lord of the Rings.
Well, no, because I hate the prequels. I thought Rogue One was pretty shit. And I do get a little bit annoyed at just how much people talk about Star Wars because it's just so in your face, especially right now because there's actual movies coming out.
Yeah.
But I actually like some Star Wars. I don't like any Lord of the Rings. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye bye.